That was a lot to get through. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, what movie was I going to talk about? Oh yeah,
Batman versus Superman.
Well, I'm on my way. I don't know where I'm going. I'm on my way.
Oh my god. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here because there's so many things to talk about Batman versus Superman. Where do I start? Let's try to start with the, I guess, when the teaser trailer dropped. The teaser trailer dropped, and it looked like Batman just had impotence. Like, oh, I'm just a man, and I gotta fight Superman. And it didn't do anything for me.
Not quite my tempo. It's all good. No worries.
At that moment, I had realized, wow, this is going to be the end of superhero movies. Or at least, not the end, the peak. We've reached the peak of superhero movies. The last iconic superhero comic book people are meeting. It's Batman and Superman. We're finally there. It's going to happen. Wow, it's for real. And like all the toys are out of the box. You know, Captain America's out of the box. Spider-Man's out of the box. So they're finally playing against each other. And everything's been done so far.
On the roost!
So it's like we've reached the peak, and this was the last thing, the last hoorah, the last original thing that something could happen with Batman and Superman finally meeting. So it all changed. It all changed for me on December 2nd, 2015. I saw that they dropped trailer 3 for Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. I clicked on it, and I was just blown away by the trailer. Not for good reasons. So you're probably thinking like, oh, I got excited for that. I got excited because it was going to be superhero schlock. You got like, oh, who's this guy coming up? Oh, you must be new about around here. That's Bruce Wayne. And then he walks up to him and says, hi, Clark Kent with the Daily Planet. And then Bruce Wayne's like, oh, Daily Planet, huh? You're kind of hypocritical writing about the Batman. I guess we're used to people dressed up like clowns. Like, wow, you're referencing Joker and you're referencing all these different things. And then Lex Luthor comes up, boys, I love bringing people together. Oh, Clark Kent meeting Bruce Wayne. And you're like, holy shit, they're literally giving away that Lex Luthor knows that these guys are clearly Batman and Superman because, like, wow, that's a nice script. You should not start a fight with this guy. It's like, wow. Like, I knew Batman versus Superman was going to be a clusterfuck, but this trailer showed the clusterfuck it was going to be. Like, it shows Frankenstein Doomsday, and then my favorite part of the trailer was when Doomsday shows up and then Batman was like,
oh, shit.
And then he covers himself up with his hands to block a laser blast. Nothing cool, like he has like a little like bomb to shoot at Doomsday, or he has an ejector seat like Die Hard 2. His move is to block his blast with his hands, and I thought, wow, that's so stupid.
Stupid!
And then you got Batman holding a gun, and you have the best Shane Black dialogue I've heard since, like, Long Kiss Goodnight.
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
Greatest detective my ass. That makes Batman look dumb, and in the movie it makes him really look dumb. Oh my god. So that trailer made me so happy and so giddy, like, oh my god. I was so excited. I was like, holy shit, this is gonna be the hugest superhero schlock. It's gonna be batshit insane. I was so excited to see it. It was gonna be the end of the superhero genre, the ultimate train wreck of a film. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime deal. You can't repeat Batman versus Superman again. Like, it's happening for the first time now, and it's never going to happen again for the first time ever. And it's just like, wow, this is the main event.
The greatest gladiator match in the history of the world. God versus man. Day versus night.
Then the devil will do it.
The devil will do it.
The devil is alive!
So, I actually started a countdown, just like I did with Jurassic World. I was like, oh my god, 3 months away, 2 months away, 3 weeks away, 1 week away. I bought my tickets online. I bought a t-shirt. I bought a hat. Me and my sister saw it opening day. And it was beautiful. It was everything I wanted it to be.
It's a lot of story, and it's very complicated, and it's wonderful, and you'll have to pay your money.
The movie was so over the top and complicated with all its plot things. It had terrible moments. It had good moments. It it wasn't just a train wreck. It was an actual train wreck. Cars smashing into each other, chemical spill, evac and med were needed. Oh my god, it was beautiful, and I loved it because it was so bad and terrible. And, like, I loved it. It's everything I wanted it to be. It was like, wow.
The thing that's kind of cool about the Batman suit, our Batman logo literally has the same exact, that dimension is the same as the Man of Steel logo, you know?
I can't explain, like, words can't explain how much I love this movie. And right in the beginning, they change history where Thomas Wayne throws the first punch and makes Joe Chill look sympathetic because it looks like Joe Chill doesn't want to shoot these people that he's shooting. And it totally makes Thomas Wayne look like the asshole. And the alternate version of the destruction from Man of Steel from Bruce Wayne's point of view, like, it looks so comically over the top. Like, you got the spaceship knocking things over, and then you got, like, these little dots going into buildings and blowing everything up, and it's like... And then you got a person who's not leaving. Are you sure we should leave the building? Like, everything's falling apart. Should we leave? And that's just, it's great. It's comically over the top. And then they kill Jimmy Olsen. Or I guess that was Jimmy Olsen. I didn't even know. And then, like, Barry White, you know, he's wonderfully over the top, making inside jokes about the movie. Like, you're not in Kansas anymore, kid. Nobody cares about you. What do you think this is? The comic book?
Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
And it's like that, you know? And then there's that awkward scene of Lois Lane in the bathtub. Like, I felt weird watching that scene, and it's just like, why is she in the bathtub? Because the bathtub is a vulnerable place, and I don't understand why she's in there. It doesn't make sense other than to advertise Olay. But then, oh my god, and then people think Superman killed people by shooting them with, like, magic bullets.
It's called a bullet.
And then Lex Luthor pisses in a jar. Batman recreates the Grinch. And a scene from Django Unchained.
Come on over. We got us a fight going on that's a good bit of fun.
Django!
And then we see Batman put a tracking device on a truck and then almost knock it off the truck. Oh my god. And then Lex Luthor says the most iconic line from every fan trailer ever. He says, "You flew too close to the sun."
Maybe you flew too close to the sun.
And I was like, wow, it's taking lines from fan trailers. This is ridiculous.
You're my friend! I never would have done this to you!
One of my favorite things about this movie was Batman sends an email that has viral marketing to Wonder Woman as he's waiting 35 minutes in the rain for Superman to show up. Because that email arrives to her while he's waiting outside next to his Batlight. So he's standing there in his metal outfit and his little text message like, whip, send it to Wonder Woman. So that would explain why it's so terribly written. It is you. Who are you? Because that's all he could type with his metal gloves.
Well, here I am.
And then Batman and Superman have a stepbrothers moment. Martha, we gotta say Martha. Your mom's name Martha? Did we just become best friends? Yup. And then Wonder Woman kicks so much ass. Like, she's amazing in this movie. Because you know why? They didn't ruin her. They did not ruin her character, so that's why I love her. And she's just, like, she's the smart one out of all of them. Because she's like, why'd you take this thing back to the city? Are you stupid?
Why did you bring him back to the city?
I say why she kicks so much ass is because Superman is passed out on the ground because he had to get the kryptonite thing that Lois Lane threw in there for some reason. And then Batman's hopping around, crashing into buildings, and then hiding underneath rocks. And then Wonder Woman's, like, doing all the work, like, with her sword and her little whip. And it's just so great. Oh my god, I love this movie. I love it. It does everything so wrong. It's so good.
It's so great. So great, my man.
And then my favorite part, my all-time favorite thing about this movie was Superman Lives finally got made. They killed Superman off, and I was just like, this is how God wanted it to be. This is beautiful. Tears are coming down because I'm just so happy at this moment, because days before this movie came out, I watched the documentary, The Life and Death of Superman Lives, and I saw that, and I liked the concepts, and I liked the ideas of that movie, so seeing it come to life, I'm like, oh, this is beautiful, it's finally happening. Oh my god.
I wanted the grandness of a world of weeping.
We were watching the processionals and the funeral, and that very much dictated how we saw the death of Superman.
And I loved it. There's so much to love about Batman versus Superman. It's ridiculous. I like it for ironically, like what I've been talking about now, and I do like it genuinely. Like I think about it like I like this idea, I like that idea. They didn't do it good, but I like it. It's style over substance, and I enjoyed it. So I've already seen it 3 times already. I'm totally looking forward to get the Blu-ray release. I have so many ideas to do with editing. You honestly have to admire Warner Brothers trying to jumpstart the DC universe. It's so funny.
Man of Steel introduced Superman, and then Batman v Superman introduces Batman, and we see Superman, and we see Batman, and then Batman v Superman, and we see those 2 characters face off and collide.
This movie has everything. It's no doubt a mess. It's a mess, but I love it. It's far more watchable than that Man of Steel movie. Man of Steel made me so miserable. I remember I wanted to leave.
And it was just terrible to watch it on the big screen. And when you see Zod is still alive after the smoke settles, it's just like... I highly recommend you not see the movie.
Batman vs. Superman had me so engaged, sitting in my seat every time I've watched it in the theater, where I'm just like, oh my god, there's just so much here. You just wonder, how did this get released? It's such a huge budget. How did they let this happen?
Want to take you back behind the scenes and show you some cool stuff that happens on the set of a big movie.
To finish my review, Batman vs. Superman, I liked it. It's 2.5 stars from me. It's definitely a polarizing movie, but god fucking damn it, I love it. I absolutely love it.
It was amazing. It was everything I thought it was going to be and more.
It actually made me kind of interested in Suicide Squad, because I had like zero interest. I'm like, it's not for me. It's not my Superman. It's not my Batman. But now that I see what they're doing with the series, I wanna ride this gravy train before it goes away, because I don't think we're ever going to see an Aquaman movie. I don't think we're ever going to see a Flash movie. I think this series is going to crash and burn right away. I can't picture us ever getting to Green Lantern. That's a fucking joke. Whenever I see people talk about Green Lantern, I'm like, that's never going to happen. But yeah, I want to ride this Zack Snyder universe as long as I can. So I'm going to probably see Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, but I can't picture Aquaman coming out. If it does come out, I'll be shocked. Honestly, I'll be shocked. But yeah, I'm excited about this series.
Smellogram!
So those are my thoughts on Batman vs. Superman. Since this episode's a little bit short, I figured I'd do top 5 favorite things. Top 5 favorite things are just 5 random things I'm into at the moment. In any particular order, it's not from best to worst or anything like that. It's just 5 things that I'm like, yeah, this is great, you should check it out. So number 5 on my list is Never Ever by the All Saints.
Never, ever, ever, ever felt so low. When you gonna take me out of this black hole?
Did you ever have that one song that was stuck in your head, but you couldn't remember the title of the song, you couldn't remember the band, you couldn't remember the lyrics, you're like, fuck, but I got that tune stuck in my head? That was me for the last 18 years. They played all the time in the 90s, and then it just fell off the face of the earth after the 1 year it came out. And then it was just, stuck in my head forever. And recently, like since at least 2010, 2011, I've been looking for the song on like one-hit wonders from the 1990s, and I've been trying to find it like once or twice a year. And I could never find it on the list. I was like, where the hell is the song? Finally, 2016, I go look for it again. One Hit Wonders from the 1990s, and there it was. Never Ever by the All Saints. And when I heard it, it just clicked. I'm like, oh my god.
A few questions that I need to know.
I was like, yes, this is the song I've been looking for. My 90s nostalgia childhood playlist is finally complete.
Don't rock the jukebox. Move it on over. That's the way we roll. I'm an Indian outlaw.
Never, ever, ever, ever felt so low. When you gonna take me out of this black hole?
It's great. It's like a little blurb into that time of when all these girl bands were coming out at the same time, like Destiny's Child and TLC and all that. It's awesome. I love it. 90s nostalgia. Number 4 on my list is The Cinephiles.
Hi, I'm Edwin Samuelson, and welcome to the Cinephiles, your weekly film fix, aka the show that allows you to...
That's awesome.
Where's your mustache?
Don't fucking do that, guys.
One of the things that popped up on my YouTube suggestions was the Cinephile. It's like these 3 guys, sometimes 4, and they talk about movies. And when I say talk, I mean full-blown discussion.
A John Ford-style Western as opposed to a spaghetti Western.
I like using the term Grand Guignol.
Grand Guignol? Yes, that's not right.
Yes, it is, because it all builds towards the end of that climate.
Grand Guignol is about bloody.
Grand Guignol means it's building and building and building
Grand
to finally,
Guignol
like
not,
a show.
That's not what you...
That is Grand Guignol.
They talk about what they like about the movie, what makes the movie great, why it stands out, and why you should check it out. And I love that. It's not like those shows where it's like, I like this movie because it's great, and they're also our sponsor, or I like this movie because I think it's good, because everyone says it's good, and I should think it's good. They have their own opinions, and they don't agree with each other, and they argue sometimes, and it's so great. There's only a few episodes on YouTube. You can totally binge watch it. Just check it out. I love it. So number 3 on my list is Tim Burton's Batman movies. Last year, I got this Best Buy gift card, and I was like, fuck, I hate Best Buy. Fuck. So I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? So I was like, oh, hey, the Batman anthology is cheap on Blu-ray now. I should pick it up. So I picked it up, and I just fell in love. It was just like, wow. I just saw the movies in a different light. I put the Blu-ray in, and they just look so beautiful, so crisp. And I just noticed details I haven't noticed before.
There may be something there that wasn't there before.
Production design, the way the clothes are designed, the shots, the models, the miniatures, the matte paintings, the acting by Jack Nicholson, Michael Keaton, Kim Basinger, Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer, Christopher Walken, all those actors in those movies. It's just, they give it their all. The thing I like about Tim Burton's Batman movie, it's not a direct adaptation from the books. It's someone who saw the books and brought their own vision to it and interpreted it their own way. And that's what I really love about Tim Burton's movies. And it's inspired me to start a little collection where I've been doing some of the figures, like finding them. I even got the Sideshow collectible of the Batman Returns. When I got it, I was like, oh my god, my favorite Batman. Great. And then I have also been collecting the trading cards, like the bubblegum cards from Batman 89 and Returns. So anyway, long story short, I'm a born-again Tim Burton fan. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. If you haven't seen the Blu-rays, please check them out. They're gorgeous. They're like the best Blu-ray I own. They're like, they're right up there, because I think like Titanic looks beautiful on Blu-ray, but Batman 89 and Returns is like right up there. It's so great. It's so good. Check it out. I love it. Number 2 on my list is started as a joke on Sam's channel when he posted his video, like the good changes of Star Wars. He says,
trying to incorporate CGI into footage from the fucking 70s looks about as subtle as Powergirl.
And I was like, hey, this video needs more Powergirl. But then I started thinking, like, who is Powergirl? Who is she? What is she? Why is she here? So I looked her up, and I was like, oh, there's actually some kind of character here. One of the Comic-Cons I went to, I finally picked up like an omnibus of some of her stories, like her first issues. And it was so great. It was like some old bullshit where she's like another Superman relative that survived Krypton. Jesus Christ, they sent so many relatives of his off Krypton. It's never anybody he doesn't know. It's like, hey, you're Joe Schmo from Krypton. It's always, hey, you're my cousin. But Powergirl, she's like another cousin who survives this thing and lands on Earth, and she's like taking out bank robbers, and there's like a male reporter like, Powergirl,
did you use unnecessary deadly force?
And she's like Cobra. She's like,
I used everything I had.
And I was like, yes, Powergirl's amazing. But anyway, so number 1 on my list is
The Nice Guys.
Now, this is a movie that just came out, and it fell off my radar because everyone was talking about X-Men Apocalypse. It's terrible. It's good. It's terrible. It's good. Hey, it's not even out yet. Fuck you. So anyway, I finally found out this movie was coming out. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe one of my movies I was looking forward to is coming out this week.
You're in the pool?
Yeah.
Why?
I had to question the mermaids. What were you doing while I was working?
I went to see it. Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe, they're like 2 private detectives, one's an enforcer, and they stumble on this crime, and it just wraps up into this huge thing, and it's a lot of fun. And when I say fun, I mean fun. This is like the most fun I had in the theater in a long time.
March! Gun! Fuck! Shit!
It's just a lot of fun. It's really great. Check it out. I haven't really discussed the plot because I want you guys to see it. they don't make this movie often, and I feel like it needs all the support it gets. Please go see The Nice Guys.
When the devils conspire in the city of angels, who can its citizens depend on? The Nice Guys!
So that's been today's episode. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you'd like more episodes of The Frank Ireland Show. Maybe I can finally do my top 10 favorite movies of all time, or the top 10 favorite movie trailers of all time. Something like that. Or maybe I could do another review episode for Suicide Squad when that finally comes out. Or maybe I could do one for Star Wars Rogue One when that comes out. You know, something I want to talk about, you know. I don't think I'll do one for X-Men or Civil War. Nah, I don't want to really talk about those movies.
Why aren't we talking about it?
Today's shout out goes out to Margaret Ash. She watches the show all the time, and she's awesome. Be sure to leave a comment and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And most importantly, have a great day, everybody.
There's a nice moment, too, where it's just like, if there's even a 1% chance, like he could kill us and could kill us off. There's even one, but we have to. That sounds like Batman.
It totally does.
You know what I'm saying?
This looks exactly like fucking Batman is. That's got to be the best Batman. And then the characterization is just really left of center. Batman's never like, you know, if there's a 1% chance shit could go wrong, let's fucking stab people.
Right.